Hi all, welcome to my channel. This video is about S3 access points. We will talk about the concept of S3 access points and the need for access points. This is not a hands-on session and it's a very brief one. Okay, let's begin. So what are S3 access points? Usually, as you know, an S3 bucket has a single base endpoint or single URL that you use to interact with it. And when you have multiple users requiring different permission levels, your bucket policy will get complex. You know that you will create a bucket policy to restrict access to different users to your bucket. But when you have dozens of users who require different levels of access to different objects in that bucket, your bucket policy is going to get very complex. So it may look something like this. It actually gives you a feel of how complex the bucket policy can get, right? And there is an issue here. What is the issue? The max length of an AWS IAM policy document is 6144 characters. So when you have dozens of users and when you have hundreds of objects and when you need specific permission levels for each of these users, then your policy document is going to get lengthier, and beyond a certain point, AWS is not going to allow you to add more statements to your policy. So it is something like there is a stadium, huge football stadium, which has only one gate. Just assume if there is only one gate, how will all these people who are sitting here, which is closer to 100,000 people, how will they get into the stadium and how will they get out of the stadium, right? So the simple solution is to create multiple gates. Instead of having one single gate, you create multiple gates. Similarly, for accessing S3, you can create S3 access points or additional access points, which are like additional access gates to your S3 bucket. Different users will be given access through different access points. And you can have an access point policy for each access point. So you can mitigate that limit of 6144 characters per policy. That also you can mitigate when you have multiple access points. Each access point will have an IAM policy which governs access through that endpoint. So it is something like the stadium has multiple gates, and one gate is reserved for the players and officials, another one for the VIPs and special guests, and maybe one gate for the upper gallery, people sitting in the upper gallery who will have a similar type of ticket, and two gates for people sitting in the lower gallery who will have a similar type of ticket. So with this multiple gate system or multiple access point system, the entry is more streamlined and it is more faster. The security checks can be faster and the entry and exit can be faster with this. Otherwise, if you have just one gate, you will have to first check whether you are a player or official, whether you are a VIP, then you have a separate set of security checks. If you are a public spectator, then you will have a separate set of security check, etc. It is going to be very difficult and very lengthy. But when you have multiple gates and each gate is used by different type of users, then that access control is going to be streamlined and simple. So access points are nothing but separate network endpoints or separate URLs for different users with different permissions. We are going to see that. We'll go to S3 console and see that. So if you take an example, assume that you have a bucket called My Shared Bucket 101 and there are two teams, Team X and Team Y. Team X needs read-write access, Team Y only needs read access. And all access must be from within a VPC called VPC XY. So what you will do is you will create a separate endpoint, separate access point for Team X is called Team X AP, and you will add an access point policy which will give read-write access to this particular team, and it will also restrict access from a VPC. Similarly, you will create another access point called Team Y AP, and your access point policy will have read-only permission provided to this particular Team Y, and again this also will be restricted to a particular VPC. Now let's also look at what are the restrictions for access points. If you have an object URL that is accessed through an Amazon S3 access point, you generally cannot directly use that URL in a browser. Usually, you know that if you have an object in S3 bucket and if public access is provided, then you can take the URL of that particular object and paste that URL into your address tab of your browser. You will be able to directly access that particular URL. But if you are accessing that object through an access point, then the URL cannot be directly used in a browser address bar. Instead of that, you have to use it from within your code code and you have to sign that request with SigV4. Let us go to S3 console and see how this works. See, here I have created a bucket called myGradeBucket 2025. It has two files and this taj.jpg is what we want to access. So if I click on taj.jpg, it will take me to that object and it will give me the object URL. So if I click on this, it is going to open that particular photograph. Here Taj Mahal is there. Now I want to create an access point for this bucket. Okay, so what will you do? You go to access points and there is no access point here. So I will click on create access point and I will call it my AP02 because I had created my AP01 earlier. Here you can see that it is asking whether you want to access it from within a VPC or internet. You can restrict it to access from VPC. I'm going to do that from internet. Block public access, I will just remove that. That's okay for now for demo purpose. Now you need an access point policy. I have a policy which is already created. I'm going to just copy paste that and make required changes. Okay, so I'm going to allow it for everybody to get the object, put object, etc. And my access point name is this. This is the, you can see the access point ARN. So this is the same ARN. My AP02 object, I want to access all the objects. Okay, now just click on create access point. So it is created. Now if you go to your access points, so here I am in myGradeBucket 2025 and it actually lists all the objects and it actually lists the access points as well. So if I go to the access point, it will list all the files in that particular bucket. And if I click on taj.jpg, look at the difference. Here it is giving me another object URL which starts with my AP02. If you go to the original object URL, you will see that my AP is not there. So this is the base URL for this S3 bucket. And if I click on this, I will be able to access that object. But if you go to this access point based URL, if I click on this object URL, it is not going to give me access to that file. It will give me an error. Click on this. See, it says that the authorization mechanism you have provided is not supported. Please use signature version 4. So this is what I was talking about earlier. But if you directly access it, you will be able to access it as well. Okay, so that's it for this video. I hope you understood more about S3 access points. I'll be back with more AWS related videos. You may please consider subscribing to my channel. Thank you. Bye.